Questions fly left and right, in the day and in the night, shining bright like city lights. We dig deep, we find the sights. Governments.
At the end of these sacrifices we have to make on the economy, what are we looking for?
We got answers you will see. Point of view, point of view. Every story's got a clue. Point of view, point of view. Finding truth in what we do.
Accelerated development to get Nigeria employed.
This is usually the time we come together, we take the center stage of discussion for fruitful conversation. At a time like this, we come to look at issues around us, issues that affect our existence, issues that impact on us, and we look at these issues, dissect them, and then give analysis, and at the end of the day, we synthesize and come up with ideas that will better the lot of the people. That is our responsibility to do as the media operators. And this particular program, Point of View, is where it's democratic, as it were. People are given the opportunity to talk from their own point of view and look at issues the way it appears and to them. And today we have a topic we've come up with, and that topic is about government, what the government does and what the people see in Enugu State. That is the topic. And as usual, we have a gentleman here. We always have people that we discuss with, and we are going to do justice to it because we are complete on the stage to discuss. Do remember that you can follow us on our social media platforms, X, formerly as Twitter, Enugu ESBS, Instagram, Enugu ESBS, Facebook, ESBS Enugu. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBS Enugu 042. You can also check out on our website at www.esbsenugu.com. I thank you for your attention. I am your anchor, Sam Udekwe, and with the topic to discuss today is what the government does and what the people see in Enugu State. And with me here is a gentleman, a resident of Enugu, and he resides in Umuchu Street at our layout Enugu. I'm giving you this background about this gentleman because you know the way we operate. We reach out to the people, all classes of people, and there's no segregation. And after all, democracy is all about the government and the people, the government and the governed. So this is part of the governed. Evangelist Engineer Hilary Aichi is a citizen of Enugu State. And he's here with me today to talk about this issue, the issue, what the government does and what the people see in Enugu State. Gentlemen, you are welcome to Point of View.
Uncle Sam, pleasure to be with you on this program, Point of View. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Let me start this way, giving it a broader approach. How far, so far, in Enugu State? In your own view, how far? How is Enugu State faring?
Yeah, in my own view, in Enugu State, as it regards democracy, is wonderful, encouraging, and exciting. For a period of 1 year and in office, we've seen what we have never seen for the past 24 years in Enugu State as a people under democracy.
Okay, you just broaden it. So I want to know why you are saying this.
Okay.
We've not seen what we are seeing today in Enugu State for the past 24 years, and today we are seeing them. And so let the person, the audience know where you are coming from with your assessment.
That's very wonderful. Uncle, I want to tell you that under 1 year and few months of this present government, under His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Enugu State, Barrister Dr. Peter Ndubisimba, we've never had it before like this. I am thinking and viewing it. If he has started this way for this period, short period, what will Enugu State be like in the next 4 years and 8 years ahead of us? Let me start from this angle. When the Governor Peter Ndubisimba was campaigning, I read his manifesto of what he intended to do in Enugu State to make Enugu State a smart state, a state with a difference. We thought it was just like other previous governors, politicians we have seen. But at the end of the day, when we casted our votes for him, because we felt that if he could do what they have said, that governance and democracy will be felt by the populace and the masses of these states. And then at the end of the day, he emerged to be the governor of Enugu State. Under 1 year of his administration, what we observed, or I observed, in this Enugu urban, especially my own area, let me use that as a point of view, as Enugu South, was so marveling. It's unbelievable. Let me use 2 issues to buttress my point. When Governor Mba was doing his last campaign in my jurisdiction, because I reside at number 12 Umuchu Street, under Idoriva Ward 6 in Enugu South. He came for a campaign under his DG, and a sister, a sister called Honorable Rita Mba. They made a promise at the campaign ground that if we cast our vote for His Excellency today, that under 1 year, the road that was abandoned, dilapidated, forgotten, and forsaken for the past 48 years will be built. It looks unimaginable to me, because I know that many governors have tried that road. It was a den of deaths. Vehicles doesn't go easily, legs doesn't pass easily, ticket doesn't pass easily. In fact, by the time we formed a neighborhood that we called IOU, it was under the ground that we were frustrated. We can't access the place anymore. But when this campaign was going on, they gave this promise. We thought it was a joke. It's just something to, get a vote. But at the end, when he was sworn in and became the governor, by October last year, a contract of urban roads were flagged off, of about 81 urban roads to be built. And Umuchu, which is under IOU, Ward 6 Idoriva, was inclusive. When I say IOU, I mean 5 streets coming together from the neighborhood. Umuchu, Omachiana, Ilofranco, Nnamaniwede, Ezochi, and East Environ. These areas I mentioned is no-go area. If you are driving a vehicle every week, you must go and change your suspension, your tire rod, and the rest of them. But on October, a project commenced in that road, on that road, to the extent that people were saying this is not going to be possible, because the volume of work to be done there is not something that a state government that is not prepared and willing to suffer and to invest will embark on, because the previous ones have tried it and they couldn't do it. So when he started the job October, I was like amazed. Is this reality? Is it in life? Because as the chairman of the community, I had to be at the forefront of seeing what is going on. Between October and June this year, that road was perfectly finished, completed, and commissioned. When I'm talking about road done, federal government cannot do the standard of the road that was done there. Let me give you an instance. The place is called Ido River. It's Ido River by nature. Everywhere is pond, is water filled everywhere. But when he came, he founded a contractor that is really dogged equally, because birds of the same feather flock together. As a dogged governor who is ready to work, he found a dogged contractor who is ready not to quit the job and gave him the job. They have to evacuate the earth. Some areas are 6 feet depth, some areas are 8 feet depth. Throw the cutaway off from the environment and brought lump stones to cover the surface of the earth. After that, they filled in drainages all over the whole places. There was no road without a drainage there. And then they begin to pour sharp sand to cover the depths. After sharp sand, laterite. After laterite, stone base. After stone base, the asphalt. When I tell you that the federal government cannot or may not be able, because it's all about the hearts. When you have the masses' comfort as a democratic governor in your heart, you will not restrict from going far to give them what will last for them. That road, the way it was done, the quality, I'm an engineer, the quality it was done with, cannot be able to be destroyed in the next 40, 50 years. It will not go back.
Okay, right.
That's
it's quite interesting.
Yes.
This is a first-hand experience.
Sure.
I would say it's an organic assessment of what is on
No.
the ground. That is what is happening where you live, and you
Sure.
followed up everything. That is quite interesting. Thanks. We come to other ones that you may have more things to talk
Many
about.
more.
But there's one unique thing about this administration that is known nationwide. It is about the 180 days target for water to flow at every home in Enugu. The government came with it, not just the governor did not stop at the campaign the exercise. He carried it and he meant it and said it with firm promise that within 180 days in office, water will flow everywhere. And the 180 days passed, and people have had experience on what has happened. So how would you look at that?
At that very area, my brother Sam, I must tell you that the governor has gone a long way. That is commendable over his promise about 180 days. Because as I'm talking to you now, Enugu Metropolis, 2/3 of Enugu Metropolis have gotten water in their homes and their domos. That is excellent. I must tell you that. The few areas that have not been able to get that is as a result of logistics and some of the people who are also working against the government, vandalizing some things. Like I'm a witness of where they've mounted a water base where people can be fetching water closing. People went and losing the taps, collected it and went away with it. Is that not frustration? It's frustrating the hierarchy. So that issue of providing water to Enugu Metropolis under 180 days in office has been achieved to the point of 2/3 of it, if not more than that.
Okay, where and where, the audience may want to know where and where is the water flowing, and the audience, the people who are listening are also residents. Some of them are the residents, and they will want to know. And I think it will be better because they know they are feeling the water everywhere. So when you tell them, so they will nod their heads. Yes, it might.
New Heaven has water right now. Ogui has water right now. Uwani, running water everywhere. And some part of Achala now is having running water in their homes within the jurisdictions. So, and I'm also aware that some part of Co-Camp have begun to receive their own water. That's why I told you that the arms that made Enugu urban is really covered by the grace of God. through the governor of Enugu.
Thank you. I thought as much because when work was aggressively going on everywhere, when talking about the reconstruction of the water infrastructure, we saw the contractors at sites. You know, the one I saw and I believe that thing was achievable was when I saw when they were digging up old asbestos, throwing them off, and replacing them with this iron.
The iron one, yes.
So that was when I nodded my head and I said this is actually where the work is, and the government has really identified where the problem had been hitherto, and is going to happen. And I think from what you have said, I've heard testimonies from different people about water running at their domains, even though we know there are some places that have not got, and government has come out to say that these other places that have peculiar issues will be solved. So let's believe the issue of that promise. It was not just a promise.
It's not a promise.
So let's believe that at the end of the day, all the residents of Enugu metropolis will not have a cause to cry because of water scarcity, especially potable water. So that is okay. And another one that comes to mind for which people seem to be crying, maybe without understanding the government's direction, is the issue of taxation. Taxation is about people committing certain things individually, and even the businesses they do, they commit certain resources in exchange for what they expect from the government, and that is called taxation. But it seems there's no understanding, and what dominates the thoughts of the people is that people are heavily and unduly taxed. So, and that is, by the way, that is what we hear. And how would you react to this?
Yeah, I must commend you, Uncle Sam, for that question. Why? Because of a truth. One thing that is permanent in life is change. And in most cases, I've discovered that change is not always sweet to the body. Because when you overstayed in a particular way of life that is not even good for you, tentatively, one comes to say, I want to bring you out of it, you will not feel comfortable. You might even be thinking the person is wounding you or, hurting you. As a matter of fact, I know that democracy, as it is being explained, is government of the people. It is the people that owns the government. And then for the people, government of the people, for the people, by the what? The people. It's all about people's projects. Now, if the government will give me a good road like the one I have now, I'm talking about a road and street lights all over the whole road, from Emekebla down to Momounts. Where did they think that the government will raise the money to go and borrow from the outside world and come and build for you? No, it's not the right course. The democracy is you, me, who are the masses, the populace, who are going to benefit and enjoy the infrastructure. We be part of the job by contributing our own quota. And our own quota is bringing that little part of what we do as resources. We used to get resources to support the government so that the government will be able to do it. The reason why Nigerian democracy has never worked before, since ever, is because of this mindset. Nobody is bothered about taxing. In foreign countries, in overseas countries, it is tax that they use to develop and build the infrastructure that the masses enjoy. So here now in Enugu, people are lamenting and complaining, few anyway, because of ignorance. Because if it's not so, you will know that for you to drive your car comfortably on a very good asphalt road, that your money should be part of it. If you want to enjoy water in your house, your money has to be part of it. If you want to enjoy security, your money has to be part of it. So that the government can build good road, give you water, give you light. Take for instance, a digress. In my ward 6, when the governor finished building the road and commissioned it, on the day of commissioning, he said he's going to give us street lights in all the road built by him, from Emekebula, College Avenue, all those areas, down to Umuchu. It is a big environment. Under 3 weeks of the promise, on the commissioning day, 3 weeks, everywhere was lightened up with solar panel street lights. And you know what? That reduced security threats in my zone as a community leader to almost 70%. As the chairman of the neighborhood of the IOU, I comes out every night to check my boys. I discovered they are free and comfortable because you can see far without any obstruction. So democracy has to do with the people, for the people, and by the people. So when we talk about taxation, people are misunderstanding because we have not been in this game far back.
Okay, are you trying to say that hitherto people were not paying taxes? Now that they are, it's now that they are paying and they are lamenting. Are you?
My brother, in a first speech, I must tell you, I'm 54 years right now. It was only this year, this vast governance, that I know what is called tax. I've never paid. I'm in the national. I'm the national.
It's open confession.
I must tell you.
So you evaded tax.
I don't know what it's all about, because the government that I've been does not think about this way.
Okay.
So based on that, as it is to me, many are like that. So when we now got the new government that knows what to do and how to harness the money to give me what I want, we begin to cry. We begin to cry. Even the taxes they give to the government people as civil servants, they give them peanuts. Peanuts in the sense because they know they don't.
It becomes like a foreign object.
Of course.
You know, it's started into the body, and the body will not be comfortable.
Completely, my brother. So that is actually what we are going through. And now that government is calculating the taxes for everyone in order to bring out the money to develop infrastructure that we are going to enjoy, we should be able to bear with it. With a short space of time, we become adaptive. One of the elder man that I spoke with in my community one day over this issue of taxation said that the reason the reason why he was not worried about it is that at early 60s, when his father usually gave him money to go and pay for the tax, it was around 7 shillings or £7. He now said that he evaluated the money then with what they're paying now. He discovered that what we are paying now is not even yet commercial rates. That is still very cheap. Do you understand? But it takes somebody who have had an experience of the old to balance this equation right now.
Yeah. So I think you are on the right path in the analysis, because there's no way you expect the government to do certain things they do without making your own contribution. Even, socially speaking, you don't belong to any group where you do not make, you pay your dues. You pay dues.
Yes.
If you are a member of a union, you pay your check-off dues. Association, you pay. What you pay is what you
makes you a member.
Yes, of
makes
course.
you a member and
course.
gives dividends.
Of course.
Whatever the union doesn't will.
So far as there's no multiple taxation, double taxation,
yes,
you know, giving names to one particular service,
you split it.
one particular service that is rendered by the government, you pay up to 10 times. So far as it's not that,
yes,
and I do know that nobody has cried out for
such
multiple taxation. They are saying that what they pay is heavier than they expected. But I think it's just consolidated, and people think if you calculate the ones they were paying hitherto, that we have multiple. If you calculate it may turn out to be
less
heavier than the one they are complaining.
Of course.
So that is quite understandable.
Exactly.
And they need to be advised to be part of what is going on, because actually it is about our welfare. It's a civic responsibility for you to do what you should do, and government is expected to do theirs, which from your own point of view, government is doing
it excellently,
justifiably,
excellently,
to ask for taxes.
Even
there has not been any time when government did not ask for tax, even when people thought they were not doing enough. So that is by the way.
Yeah.
And it is about infrastructural development, and the infrastructure is for the people, and government is for the people. Yeah. No one person is called the government. Both
myself,
the leaders and the government, we contribute our quota to whatever government is doing. Exactly. Thank you very much. And at this point, I will want you to broadly look at this infrastructure that we are talking about generally in Enugu State today. There are sectorial development of infrastructure. As you see what is happening in the educational sector, the physical infrastructure itself, you see science and technology. Recently I heard about CNG, and I have also heard about move towards power regulation. Enugu now has ESSEC. So generally look at the state of infrastructure in Enugu, vis-a-vis the length of time so far stayed by this administration.
Yeah. Once again, I must tell you that when it comes to infrastructural developments in this current administration under the executive governor of Enugu State, Barrister Dr. Petamba, is something to be praised, is something to be commended. Because one day I was thinking in my mind, how possible is this governor making all these waves? Because he didn't just come and face road and was doing road alone as infrastructure. He didn't just come and face water and was doing water alone. He didn't just come and face the issue of health, hospitals, cottages, and the rest of them. No, he was carrying all these things alongside at the moment, and work is heavily moving in there.
By way of enumeration, what are these things?
Okay, for instance, there is a project going on under education, which is called Smart School. Some of the smart schools already commissioned and they are going to school. And it's a free school. And what is the brain behind the smart school is to bring up the new generation that will match the world competition. Because the world is going not only technology now, but AI, artificial intelligence. A child that begins from nursery, crèche, to handle systems, study about technology, by the time he gets to J3, he'll be a wizard. And that's what Mba has promised to give to each ward. Do you know what I mean, each ward? In all the 17 local governments, we have 260 wards. Yeah. And he has finished some. One is at Owo.
Actually, I attest to that. Then,
right? Okay. This is an education. And one has that to do because of the monopoly and the over levying of the private schools. This smart school over 10 will reduce it and crash it. It will come normal. He has gone far again to put hands in government schools that have been abandoned and dilapidated, to recruit new teachers, renovate the school, make it lively, That is
Okay,
uneducation.
that's cool. That's okay. I think we'll come back to this.
Okay.
We've talked about water. We've talked about
Roads.
what have been these other ones,
Yes.
and we'll come back for more because I know you are loaded with this list.
Sure.
And we are on Point of View on Enugu State Broadcasting Service, the program that is for you, the program that is democratic, the program that gives you the platform to talk your own, the way it appeals to you, and the way also it will be fruitful when you contribute idea. And we'll be discussing on what the government does and what the people see in Enugu State under the current administration. And I've been with a gentleman, a man of God, an engineer, and a community leader also. Evangelist engineer Hilary Aichi, and we've been discussing that topic, and we are flowing with you, I believe. And now we are going on break. When we return, we continue from where we stopped, and at the end of the day, I think you'll be part of the progress of what we are doing today.
Questions fly left and right, in the day and in the night, shining bright like city lights. We dig deep, we find the sights. Governments.
At the end of these sacrifices we have to make on the economy, what are we looking for?
We got answers, you will see. Point of view, point of view. Every story's got a clue. Point of view, point of view. Finding truth in what we do.
Accelerated development to get Nigerian employed.
Point of view, point of view.
Welcome to Point of View on Enugu State Broadcasting Service. Now, we've been discussing what the government does and what the people see in Enugu State. I've been with evangelist engineer Hilary Aichi, an engineer, a community leader, and a man of God. And we've been discussing that topic, and we believe you've been flowing with us, and we are back to business. And before we went on break, you were giving a litany of lists of infrastructural development, the projects being done in Enugu State by the present administration. And they've talked about smart schools, we've talked about water, and then I think I do know you were not done when we went on break.
Yes, I'm not yet done. So I should continue from there. So like I said before, after school, smart school, and the government school, that the government is really bringing back life into it to enable conducive reading environments. He went on infrastructure also to touch some of the abandoned or incomplete projects in Enugu State. For instance, the International Conference Center is via completion now to be commissioned. That's marvelous. That attracts international communities to know that Enugu is working and our tomorrow is here. That's number 2 or number 3. Number 4, I've already touched about water and road, partly. But let me give you some points about road angle. You know, some time ago, when government do roads for some of the areas they tried in the time past, they do what we called shabby work. Sorry to use that one language, because it wouldn't last like 5 years. Everywhere is scattered.
That was your assessment as an engineer?
As an engineer, because that's what I do. All right? Though it's not civil, I'm a building engineer, but I have an idea. So now, when the current government came, our governor made it that if he does one road, that road will be excellent, solid, and qualitative. If you come to where he built our own at Ward 6, Idoriba, you attest to that. If you go to St. Peter's Gariki, you attest to that. If you go to Go Camp, you attest to that. These are areas, project of road construction is going on. I'm not talking about Ababa. I'm not talking about them many because I'm not living in those areas. I'm telling you where I can be a witness that I've seen it physically. And now, what he does in this infrastructure, you know, in infrastructure, one thing that is very important is when you put infrastructure on the ground, is there any security to preserve it? So security is part of the infrastructural program, provisions. And he went ahead to put in street lights all over all these places, reducing the security threats to 60% in the areas that he have built roads.
Most of the roads you listed are in the urban city. So, so what is your take on rural development, rural roads? So
yes,
what is going on there?
In rural roads, I have already known that the governor have extended the road construction and the water and the school project, where by the time he said 260 wards, some of the wards in 260 is in the urban road, is in the rural areas. Now, and he have already mapped out 10-kilometer roads in all the wards, 260 wards. So which means the rural areas, each of the rural areas is to receive a 10-kilometer road done in those rural areas. Do you get the point now? And then I want to tell you that also, because of government has stages, Mba cannot be in Enugu and reach out to the whole local government to enforce this work. So there is need for the local government to get into executive arms. And when the local government are now being sworn in, the chairman, are you following me now? You will begin to see that they will copy their father, which is the governor, to bring in these things down to the rural areas the way it should be. They've just been sworn in about a week ago, right? So automatically the rural areas are on the verge of beginning to hit their own benefit of democracy in Enugu State. So that is on that angle. There are so many things that I can tell you that pertains to infrastructure. Concerning governor's program, they are numerous. They are numerous. But it is all about time. The citizens of Enugu State has to give him time. Because this we are talking about is under 1 year and few months. I was reading a magazine, a broadcast or a newspaper about what this government have done for this 1 year, and it was massive and enormous. You can't fathom it. So this kind of money and projects can be done in 1 year.
In your own case, it goes beyond what you saw on the pages of the newspaper, because most of the analysis you have given
is live, practical.
Show that you saw those things on the ground, and
yes.
we are media practitioners. We are also in the field, so they synchronize with what we've investigatively seen on the ground, we've observed. So that's by the way, and you know that human activities are never perfect. There must be perfection in human activities, and I want to know whether there are certain things you think should change in the trend of activities of the present administration, certain things that are happening that should that need some kind of adjustment, or certain things that have been left undone in terms of government-people relationship that should come in.
Okay. Yes, in that aspect, I believe that the governor is a listening governor, and he will hear when people complains or lament or going through her time. You know, he's a very good listening ear governor. One point or one area that I am appealing that he will look into is the area of transportation. In Enugu metropolis now, if you want to make a move, no matter what, though it wasn't Enugu State's government problem, it's a federal problem. Because of the increase in petroleums and the rest of them,
Prices.
the prices have skyrocketed so high. So I'm thinking that the state governor and his executive, wonderful executive, should think towards this area, creating government transportation walkway that can enable the people move around with at least leveled cost. Because for you to move around,
Subsidized.
yes, subsidized. Thank you very much for
Transport subsidy.
for turning my subsidized transport subsidy. Because if you want to move around Enugu now, let's say you want to go from Abani Road to New Haven to Market, if you are not with 10,000, you will not cover. You will not cover. You will get yourself stranded on the road. So, and it is a very big challenge. People are complaining on this area. And I'm thinking that if the government can bring out some shuttles, long shuttles, that can be taking people from one end to another end at a very big old cost, that will help a long way to reduce the pressure and the tension on transportation. Is very, very important. Then, because if I talk about going far, like to the rural area where foodstuffs comes out, that might be a very long time program for now. But for the metropolis, the urban, if this is done, that will help to narrow down the heat, cushion the effect of fuel subsidy that was removed, affected the hiking of all these things. From Abani Road Mayor to ESBS here is 500 naira. Non-negotiable. Where we used to go with 100 naira within a short space of time. So that is what I want to advise the government on this issue of transport. So, but for every other area, it cannot be magic because it is human that is doing it. So
course,
with time.
the area you've explained now, I think generally speaking, is not peculiar to Enugu State. It's about the hyperinflation that we are grappling with throughout the country. And from what you said, he is the listening governor is trying to do. So apart from that, there are no other things you think should be changed?
Every other thing is subject to correction or amendment.
Improvement.
Yes, improvement as time goes on. This is a short time. The time is too short to achieve all these massive things. And I say,
and of course, he has lofty targets
So
different
much.
sectors, and that's why I want to ask you expectations. What are your expectations in achievement of these targets set? Especially the one I want to dwell on is the target of $30 billion GDP within 8 years.
yes, like if you are following the progress, where we were when he came in, we have jumped it to almost, let's say, 20 to 30%.
Okay, considering the speed,
Yes, the
of
speed
development.
Because 30,000 million US dollars GDP. As I when he entered,
$30 billion.
billion dollars. As I when he entered, we were in less than 4 point something billion.
Yeah.
But right now, we have grown to almost, I think it's over 15 billion. I think if I'm not mistaken. So
I don't know. I don't have the statistics.
I
You may leave the statistics for now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go to the analysis.
Yeah.
But I know that the GDP of Enugu State have grown massively to compare what it will be in 8 years to come. In 8 years to come, I'm seeing that it will even go above $30 billion.
That is like 6 years and
Yes.
almost 7 years.
7 years. You can imagine that. So automatically it's achievable from what he has laid down on ground. and what he has proposed to do to regenerate that money. Because it is on things he put on ground that will generate it. He's not going to borrow it from heaven. He's going to work it out from here. And he has that intellect. He has that idea. He has that view of where to put hand and the money will come. What to do, and the economy will grow in Enugu State.
Okay. Usually at this center stage of discussion, we usually give advice. You've advised the government on where to adjust, and so I would want you to talk to the people of Enugu State.
Yes, people of Enugu State, listen to me and listen attentively. The truth is that, like I said at the opening of this point of view, change is very, very permanent in life. One, but change is not always easy. When you want to make a change, there is always some difficulties to face. So I'm advising Enugu State populace, those who are feeling bad about what is going on in Enugu State, to reconsider what they are benefiting or what they will benefit in future, and use because of it to pause, to assimilate, to absorb this little wave of change. Because definitely every change brings two things: pain and praise. It's either it pains some people praise it, and some people enjoy it. So automatically these things are going to be fine. Let us calm down and give the governor a benefit of doubt about what he has promised us. Because the 1 year and in office have given me an eye-opener that whatever he has said that he intends to achieve within these 8 years is achievable. And we, in the next few years, like before the first tenure is over, I assure you that Enugu smart city, Enugu smart city will be the Enugu smart city as promised. For instance, let me give you a clue now. Do you know that I never talk about it very well? That what the current governor, Barrister Dr. Ndubisimba, is doing in the line with security is mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. Enugu Metropolis now, the urban, is having on the major roads CCTV camera. 60 degrees centigrade revolver.
Yeah, that I know.
Right. Now, he has descended, they have already gotten to 6th Avenue. Okay. Now, the DRS, Distress Rescue
Response
Squad. If you look at the vehicle, they carry cameras on top. Why? Is to enable them view and fish out these criminals fast. These areas have made crime reduce very well in Enugu State. So I want to say that our people should give him time. There are lots he carries at the moment, together pushing to make sure that he achieved his proposals. And by the time we go from the first 4 years, we all will be smiling in Enugu State. Both artisans, government workers, business people, everybody will be smiling. Enugu smart city is achievable, and it has gone a long way to do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Evangelist Engineer Hilary Aichi, I thank you very much for being part of this discussion, and not just being part of it. You were very educative and informative. More of it is about information. What people didn't know, they've come to know it. Even some of us have come to know certain things because we are talking from the point of view of eyewitness of what happened, and it is quite interesting that you've come and been part of this discussion. And when next we call you, I know you'll be here. You're always there as a community leader. Certain things continue to evolve from your domain, and as a good resident of Enugu, will continue to give us what we will, forward transmission to the people out there, our audience that rely on us for this information. And we cannot do it all alone. You, people like you who are on the grassroots, yes, you come up with these things that we transmit onwardly to the people. I thank you very much, and the audience, I thank you for remaining with us all this while, for keeping us company. You've done noble, because what makes it complete is giving out and taking it. When we give it out there and you are not there to be part of it, to consume what we dish out there, it will not be complete. It will be as good as nothing. But you've been this faithful and stayed with us all this while. I thank you. What I promise you is that wherever we are doing this, you will be part of us. We will continue to give you those ones you may not have known about, and this is about point of view. You are one of us. When you feel you will play the part this other way with us, you will be part of us, and we flow together as we have always done. And I thank you for that point of view. We come your way next week with another package, and that is going to be rich also, as always. And whatever that has a beginning must have an end, and a good beginning begets a good end. And if you started well, it is a propensity that you are going to end well. There was no chase when we started, and we wouldn't want to be chased by time at the end of the day. And that's telling you that we are drawing the curtain on today's point of view. I've been your anchor, Sam Udegwe. But do remember, you can also follow us on our social media handles, X, formerly known as Twitter, at Enugu ESBS. Instagram, Enugu ESBS. Facebook, ESBS Enugu. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBS Enugu 042. You can also check out on our website, www.esbsenugu.com. Goodbye for being part of us.
Questions fly left and right, in the day and in the night, shining bright like city lights. We dig deep, we find the sights. Governments.
At the end of these sacrifices we have to make on the economy, what are we looking for?
We got answers, you will see. Point of view, point of view. Every story's got a clue. Point of view, point of view. Finding truth in what we do.
Accelerated development to get Nigerians employed,